The pharmaceutical paradigm has changed. Big pharma, they don't immediately come and pick up a novel, high-risk idea. They would much rather that a smaller company took the risk, developed the drug, and brought it to a stage where it really was ready for a big market. So a spin-off startup companies is really, for us, that was the best opportunity. Avekshan is a company that has as its focus development of a novel, non-abusable or non-addictive treatment for ADHD. The current treatments, although they're very effective, many physicians hesitate to prescribe these drugs, and parents don't want their child to take a drug that's potentially addictive. So Avekshan is developing a drug that is non-abusable. It is as effective as stimulants, if not more. Founding the company on paper was the easiest part. The most difficult part was to get investment. Being in Tallahassee, we discovered that there were a lot of investors here in town, and one that we met was Mr. Rick Kearney of Mainline Information Systems.
Really, an investor is looking at the people as much as the product or the technology itself. So when Pradeep was introduced to me and I met his team and the product itself and the research they had done, it really was a combination of all of those that made this a very attractive investment.
Using his investment, I think we have taken the company to a level where it's more and more tangible. We have intellectual property, we have produced a lot of new processes. I think the most important thing is how solid was the research. The discovery, was it beyond reasonable doubt that this drug would work in this way using our animal models? We had done all that work.
I think it was when we first started publishing papers that I realized the work that I do actually means something. And then when you're actually working on animal models where you can actually see a phenotype or a readout or something that can actually be applied to different types of disorders, then you actually think, oh, we could be doing something. We're actually getting somewhere with this.
So the work that we did, it was not done with the intention of developing a drug. It was neurobiology, developmental neurobiology. Deirdre McCarthy and I have been working on this for about 15 years or longer.
I think it makes people realize the type of person that Pradeep is. He's happy to talk about his research. He's passionate about his research. He also believes that if you find something and you believe in it, that you should pursue that and you should follow that.
You don't say, I want to work on this because there's a commercial potential. You really have to do whatever attracts you, whatever you feel really committed to. In our case, it's brain development.
Every time I meet with Pradeep and Deirdre and John, I am excited. I always get new energy from just the latest and greatest news that they bring to the discussion.
If I had not been able to find an investor here, Mr. Kearney, there would not be a Avekshan today that's developing the drug. We are now at a stage where the active pharmaceutical ingredient or the drug itself has been synthesized in the company lab. The next major milestone we have is to manufacture it in large quantities so that we can perform the animal toxicity and safety studies and clinical trials. No matter how effective a particular drug has or had been in an animal model, there's just absolutely no guarantee that it will have the desired effects in people. And pharmaceuticals have the most expensive and the most time-consuming developmental period. There's between 5 to 10 years from a discovery to market, and it is littered with hurdles and pitfalls. You don't really know how each step needs to be fulfilled before you can even consider the next step. So if I were to tell someone how hard it is, I don't think anyone would do it. But I'm hoping that if this succeeds, it brings visibility to our science, our department, and our college. Then I think the hardship will be forgotten. People will think, this is an incredibly exciting opportunity.
Any community has a strong linkage with the higher education institutions, whether it's Florida State or Florida A&M or TCC and Lively. But Florida State is a major consumer in Tallahassee. They generate a lot of revenue and a lot of ancillary business that vitalizes our community. And this technology that is happening here at the School of Medicine or at the Mag Lab or in engineering or anywhere, we really need to try to harness that excitement and that intellectual property and keep it here in Tallahassee.
It's my hope that Avekshan will continue to develop technology from College of Medicine, my lab or anyone else's lab, because I have to tell you that I think as an academic, as a faculty member, the two things happen. One is most faculty, including me, we were not aware of the pathway from lab to pharmaceutical market. It's not something that's taught, at least not to me, in my veterinary school or graduate school. So it's something that you have to go out of your way to find. And it was easier here because of the access we have to technology transfer and getting investors. Maybe if Avekshan succeeded, the rest of the College of Medicine community will see, well, and this is something that can be done. It's possible to do.
I really do believe, we are solving a huge problem, which is we're creating a bunch of drug-addicted kids. So if we can prevent that from happening and prevent the other side effects of the existing drugs, that is a big plus for humanity.
It's the people that actually hold the whole thing together. Obviously, having the financials to go with that is huge, and it just means that somebody that is not directly impacted by ADHD, doesn't have a huge experience with that they actually believe in something that we are doing, that we believe in, that someone's going to back you to do that and put all of that financial support behind that is huge. We would do this work anyway, but the fact that somebody believes that you can take this and actually help millions of people, hopefully someday, then that's it.
In the end, this is something that a person has to want to do. You don't get extra salaries for doing this, but this is a thing that you do, and I hope I'm trying to encourage them to do the same thing.